Do you feel energized after a meal? Or in the opposite sense, do you feel tired after a meal? If you feel either of these after a meal, then you may have blood sugar dysfunction. I'm Dr. John Bartemus, and I'm putting the pieces together to help you live a life at optimal. After you eat a meal, you shouldn't feel energized or tired. If you have healthy blood sugar regulation, you should just be done eating and move on with your day and not really notice one way or the other, energy or tired. So if you're feeling one of those, that's a clue that you may have an underlying blood sugar problem. Let's look at feeling energized first. If you're feeling energized after a meal, then you may have what's called functional reactive hypoglycemia, meaning your blood sugar spikes and falls quickly, okay? Another analogy for this would be the hangry Snickers diva that you see on the Snickers commercials. If you go too long without eating, you turn into a dragon, someone throws you a Snickers, and you're you again, right? I don't endorse eating the Snickers in those instances, but the principle applies that if you go too long without eating, you may feel shaky, irritable, lightheaded, anxious, headaches, fatigue, brain fog, or all of the above. If you're noticing that, then that's indication of that hangry, phenotype or that functional reactive hypoglycemia. So those people need to address that by eating more frequently versus the other thing we'll address in a minute. So if you've ever asked, hey, do I need to eat 6 small meals a day or 3 large meals? It depends on your blood sugar. If you're a hangry type person, you need to eat more frequently so that you can prevent those big blood sugar crashes that lead to the symptoms, with a goal over time of being able to go longer and longer without eating. If you are tired after a meal, that is more along the insulin resistance spectrum, which means you're consuming energy, but you're actually expending energy to store that energy. What does that mean? Well, if you eat a meal, you would think intuitively that you should have energy since you just consumed fuel, right? Well, if you have insulin resistance, when insulin knocks on the door of the cell to deliver the glucose, the cells are resisting or just going la 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 la, we're not going to open the door. Well, leaving that sugar in your blood is pro-inflammatory and not something that your body wants to occur, so it will shift it to storage as fats, as triglycerides, and converting glucose to triglycerides requires energy, or is energy intensive. So after you eat a meal where you think you should be getting fuel, you're actually having to expend fuel to store what you just ate. That is why you are tired after you eat in an insulin-resistant spectrum. So those people, they need more space between their meals, more fasting, which will help increase cell sensitivity to insulin, so next time it knocks, instead of la 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 ignoring you, they're, hey, come right in. So today's nugget is helping you tease out whether or not you have a blood sugar issue, and if so, which end of the spectrum do you tend towards, and then taking action to help address that.